All right, so I'm gonna teach you guys how to manifest reality. I'm gonna teach you in like less than 3 minutes. Nobody got time for years of meditation and all that bullshit. But what you do have time for is knowledge, and knowledge can let you manifest it. This has always existed in the same way the internet has always existed, even in Roman times. They just didn't know how to use it. And in the same way that like AI has always existed, we're just getting it now. These things are always in the air for you to pull them down. It just depends on the quality of like your body. Your body actually has to be a temple and be pure to get the information that you want, and that can't be a stretch because that's easy and you can do it for yourself, right? I'm gonna teach you how to manifest reality, but you gotta be able to tolerate some math. If you can't do that, which most people can, then stay in your narrative, stay in your words, which are rooted in math, but whatever, right? The point is that they're mirrors, they're coins, and they work together. The first thing you gotta understand is where you are, how you move. You don't move in circles here. You move in what seems to be straight lines, right? It seems to be straight lines. It's always a slight path and it's always a slight wave, technically. It's always moving like a snake. Be scared. You should be scared of the snake, right? But, man. But really, right, nothing is really straight. Everything is moving, but it seems straight, right? And when that similarity to straightness, what it seems we're gonna use, we're gonna take advantage of that. Because even though it's all waveform and it's moving, it seems straight. And because it seems straight, it seems like we have 3 axes. So we can go forward and back, left and right, up and down, right? So in like all physical training systems, you want to be a coach or a trainer, you want to be a doctor, right? Almost anything in medicine, you're going to have to understand this principle of like the 3 planes of movement: sagittal, frontal, and transverse. And even though that's a little bit outdated, it demonstrates the principle of that you have these 3 axes or 3 planes of movement. When you do that, when you look at it, that creates a box, right? The axes are going to have some sort of limit, and at that limit, you can draw a box around that. When you study the characteristics of a box, you get 26 characteristics, right? And what I mean by that is you can go forward, back, left, right, up, and down. Imagine yourself in the center of the grid or the center of a cube, and you can move along these axes: forward, back, left, right, up, and down. But then you can also move in 2 axes at the same time. And when you move into, it would give you like sort of the diagonal movement, some up movements, but it starts to give you these diagonals, right? And those diagonals end up making the edge. When you do 3 movements at a time, you get what? The corners, right? That's 26 characteristics of a cube. Well, there's also 26 characteristics of alphabet in English. The alphabet, the structure of the creation. And it's showing you how it works. Like, it sucks that they told y'all that like language comes from like history, and it doesn't. It comes from science. Language, you should view it as a science. You shouldn't view it as a historical relic. That's stupid, because it's the sacred science and it's the simple science. This is what you guys would come all over the world for, to learn how to do, because it's better than gold. This information is better than gold. I'm telling you how to make stuff. Look, you can think about stuff and then it just comes true. Fuck gold, fuck work, fuck all that. You can completely change how you live your life because you can think about it and it'll come true. And there's a billion of us, and of course that's how it works. Now you can use money if you need to, but you don't have to, because you can just think about stuff that you want to come true and it'll come true. The issue is you need an emotional control, because the universe will give it to you right away. It's just you don't necessarily have the emotional control to be able to ride that. That's you, that's not the universe. No, that's not you and the inverse. No. That relationship of you and your inverse, you and your shadow, that's for you to control. And when your inverse, your shadow, whether that's the shadow of light or the shadow of dark, pulls you in one direction, it's up to you to be able to steer the ship. But it's simple. You say it and then you do it. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. He split it up with the Word. Big bang, boom. You have the opportunity to move in harmony. And even though it is all waveform, you have the ability to find that center line, the straight and narrow, in whatever your context is. But if you want to be great, you have to have a harmony between how you speak and how you move. You have to. There's a harmony between how you speak and how you move. There has to. That's it. Because when you then speak to yourself, your body believes you. And then when you move, your mind believes you. And you create this system of like, when you have a religion, you start to believe it, but they keep reading the book. And then they're like, oh, I know how this works now. They don't have to believe it anymore. And then they become the masters of creation. That's what you're trying to teach yourselves to do. But if you move one way and you say something else, and then you move somewhere else and you do something, you know what I'm saying? And it's just unharmonic, then it ain't gonna work. Luckily for us, there's what they call like literal error correcting codes, patterns in the universe that allow you to be able to just look at the tree or look at the grass and understand what pattern you're in, what language you should be speaking. Should you be speaking at all? Should you be embodying the 27th letter and just holding space and moving through that environment? But it wasn't 3 minutes. I think it was 6. That's how you manifest reality. Love and peace, peace and love. Adios.